Lauren Fix is an automotive industry analyst as well as author of Lauren Fix's Guide to Loving Your Car. And Lauren Fix joins us now from Buffalo, New York. Lauren Fix, good to see you.
Good to see you.
Okay, so one of Tesla's worst earnings report ever seemed to be just background noise for investors. In after-hours trading, the company stock surged almost 10% after Elon Musk said a cheaper Tesla could be in production and ready for sale by mid-next year, maybe sooner. And then he went on to explain how they'll do it. Listen to this.
These new vehicles, including more affordable models, will use aspects of the next generation platform, as well as aspects of our current platforms, and will be able to be produced on the same manufacturing lines as our current vehicle lineup.
I guess what we don't know here is, will this be a brand new type of vehicle or just a stripped down version of what they currently have? And this does seem to be quite the turnaround for Musk, who earlier this month reportedly cancelled plans for a cheaper EV.
Well, he's got a lot of competition. And when BYD's already there selling a $25,000 car, I think he had to come up with something to try and at least grab some of the market that's not buying the higher end product. And producing a $25,000 car would be great. I mean, all the car manufacturers are trying to work in that, Ford, Hyundai, everyone. But to get something at that low of a price point is going to be a challenge. And he's going to have to either strip down a Model Y or a Model 3, or maybe he's got something else up his sleeve, which nothing would surprise me with Elon Musk.
Yeah, they're also talking about what is interesting. They already have the infrastructure in place, by the sounds of it, to make this new or stripped down version of a vehicle. And this is where Musk is using his advantage. That's in terms of being one of the first makers of EV cars and now one of the biggest makers of EV cars, right?
Right, and he's also producing all around the world. He's producing in China, he's producing in Germany, he's producing here in the U.S., and he's also talking about potentially building in India. So if that happens, he's really thinking about making it a global car, and owning at least 60% of the market space is really important. Now, last month, he had about 45%. And he got beat by a BYD in the last quarter. But now he's back in #1 again. So that's pretty good. So I have to say, even though sales are dramatically down and production is down, he still seems to be able to always shining like a rose,
Well, Musk was certainly upbeat despite the poor Q1 earnings. He was talking about the next phase of growth and what the not-so-distant future will look like. Here he is.
We're really headed for an electric vehicle, an autonomous future. Gasoline cars that are not autonomous will be like riding a horse and using a flip phone.
And here's the data from the International Energy Agency, which backs up that statement by Musk. Last year, global electric car sales soared by 35% to almost 14 million, while demand remained largely concentrated in China, Europe, and the United States. Growth also picked up in some emerging markets, such as Vietnam and Thailand, where electric cars accounted for 15% and 10%, respectively, of all cars sold. But right now, given all the problems at Tesla, the recalls, the safety issues, the self-driving function problems, the global layoffs, the stock, which is overall way down this year, and also the competition that it's now facing, could Tesla go the way of BlackBerry or Kodak from industry leader to Chapter 11?
Well, that's a possibility. I mean, you think about someone who's always blazing the trail like Kodak did initially. They were the first ones to market. They did a great job. They were the only ones for the longest time. But now we're at the point where you're seeing such good product coming from the Koreans and the Japanese and the domestics that you're starting to, and even the Germans, of course, you're starting to see that product. But also you have to remember, on a global basis, for countries like India or Vietnam, there isn't a charging infrastructure that is even close to what you're seeing in other countries. And that's going to be a real hindrance from them getting to that level of growth, especially here in the U.S., where consumers are looking at hybrids. In my opinion, if I were Elon Musk, I'd do something totally wild. I'd create a hybrid plug-in car that you could use on his infrastructure. That would blow the minds of the domestic car manufacturers. They would never see it coming. And the fact is, he could probably come in at $25,000 with it, and he'd probably just destroy some of these car industries. But I don't think he's going to go that route. It would be an interesting angle. The Cybertruck has not really done as well as I think he thought, and I think that's also hurting him too.
I hope he was listening, though. You never know. He may go the hybrid route. There's also the issue of Elon Musk himself. He's a very divisive CEO. Here's part of the news coverage on Tesla's earnings. Listen to this.
What was your biggest takeaway for the quarter?
Tesla needed an adult in the room, and Musk was the adult in the room on this conference call.
But over at the news website Electra, which focuses on the transition from fossil fuels to electric power, here's the headline. Elon Musk is a pigeon CEO. He comes and all over us and goes, says former Tesla manager. Yeah, when it comes to Musk, there is no middle ground. He's either loved or he's loathed. So does that ultimately have an impact on Tesla sales, especially now with so many other choices out there for people, so many other options? You know, if they don't like Musk, they go somewhere else.
I don't think it impacts sales. I think it impacts stock. And you saw that after hours. They loved what he said. They loved him as a person. He's the Pied Piper. He could say anything. He could say complete gibberish and people would follow him and the stock would go up. So I think that he can say whatever he wants at this point. He's a bit bombastic, shall we say. But overall, when you start looking at the competitors and who's coming on board, he can say anything he wants. When you look at what Volkswagen's coming up with and all the German manufacturers as well as Hyundai and Kia, really great product that consumers like, and they like the dealer network. So if there's a problem, they can get it fixed. And that's going to really hurt him because there are no Tesla repair stores unless they take the vehicle away. There are service centers, but they're not dealers like your traditional dealer, which consumers here in the U.S. at least really like that experience of going into a dealer, which is why you're seeing such great sales, especially in the German line.
Lauren Fix, good to have you with us. Thank you for your insights. And as always, good to see you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Just want to do a quick commercial break and ask you to subscribe. About 80% of my viewers are not subscribing, and I do appreciate the support. Thanks so much. Make sure to like and share. Have you ever thought, why in the world is my wireless bill so darn high? What are we paying all this money for? Speed, coverage, data, access to 5G, unlimited talk and text, mobile hotspots? We are partnering with Mint Mobile. Mint Mobile offers all of these features for as low as $15 per month. They're reimagining the wireless shopping experience and made it easy and online. No stores, no salespeople, just huge direct-to-you savings. Why should you pay more when you have access to premium wireless? Mint Mobile runs on the nation's largest 5G network. Whether you use your phone to watch YouTube, listen to podcasts, or play games, you get the same speed and performance as the big guys while connecting to Mint's network. How hard is it to switch your service? Big Wireless wants you to think it's hard, but switching to Mint is super easy. Thanks to digital eSIM cards, which most phones now have, you can sign up and activate immediately right on your phone from the comfort of your home. And if your phone doesn't have an eSIM, Mint will ship you a new SIM card for free. Just go to trymintmobile.com/LaurenFix, also linked in the description down below, to get premium wireless for $15 a month.